Hey, you guys, what's going on? It's Steve. Yeah, I am going through the crypto fallout right now. Here's what I've got so far. Please correct me if I'm wrong because I'm keeping as best records as I can on crypto. I've got FTX bankrupt. I got bankrupt. I've got BlockFi bankrupt. Solana is hanging by a thread. I don't think it's going to make it through the night. Gemini is going to be bankrupt. Genesis is going to be bankrupt because they don't have enough funds to pay the bills. And the next thing is that they're going to stop trading, which is basically them going bankrupt. You got your money in there, you can't get it out. Now I want to go through some specifics, not specifics, but just general ideas. And I'm assuming that most people that look at this have been in the crypto market or have been thinking about the crypto market or have been putting some thought into the crypto market. Basically, it's reminiscence of the 2008 market crash. Some of you were around for it, others weren't, but I was in the thick of it, and there were certain warning signs that I saw we saw then that came to light later. But during the 2008 crash, it wiped a lot of people out. People, and the guys know the history. Home mortgages, I mean, evictions. I mean, there's no economy. I mean, it's just like whatever. And come to find out that if we look at it, there were banks that were in a lot of position, like FTX, BlockFi, all these people who were finding out, shit, we made a mistake. And that mistake cost us to have to inject money into the stock market. It also made us inject money into the banks. And then we had a big buyout where the government came in and bought out all the toxic um, assets to get the bank in the clear. So we had to have the government bail us out. Um, and normal people that walk the streets, whatever, not crypto billionaires, but we took the hit for that. So, and yes, we pay for it in our taxes or whatever. So, anyway, let's just put it simple and let's just get down to just what my thoughts on crypto is. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a serious investor. I am a passive aggressive. I'm retired. I utilize some of my money in my retirement because, hey, you know what? I invested and I don't expect a big return or any return at all. I just want to play the market because I'm doing research and I'm going to say, okay, let's see how it works. But the crypto, as you know it, is gone. Whether you realize it or not, I mean, the feds are going to come in. And when the feds come in, they're not just going to go down our list of what things that we want them to get done. No, they're going to come in and make up their own damn mind, and they're going to wipe the slate clean. There's a lot of people going to lose a lot of money or be fined a lot of money for practicing these principles. Now, I don't know about FTX and this Friedman guy and his girlfriend and all this. I don't care about that. That's not even my issue. Or these other exchanges. What I'm trying to tell the crypto world is the problem is not the coin. It's not Bitcoin. It's not Ether. It's not XRP. It's not all these Dogecoin. All these coins are operating the way that they're supposed to operate. There's volatility. There's risk, high risk everywhere you go. When you talk about crypto, everybody warns you about the high risk, and now they're going out to be right. But it's the exchanges where we have the problem. We cannot, or they cannot process orders as fast as they need to keep up with the market, and then they go silent. No, we're not trading anything. We're saving what we got. We're not trading. You can't trade anything because you know what? We may go out of business. That is the cold hard fact. Now, I've been actually a victim of this twice. One was when I was just getting started a couple of years ago, and I just had an online market. Okay, let me check this crypto out or whatever. I invested in a trust wallet, or I've had a trust wallet, got a trust wallet or whatever, and percent of the trading. Now, I didn't really know about trading, but I had done my research on a couple of items that I wanted to purchase, and which one of them was Atom, which was you could stake Atom, and I staked some Atom, and then I went off and I put my money in some risky stocks, and I knew they were risky, but I wanted to see how much risky how my research had paid off. So in other words, I was testing the market, so to speak. Going to find out during the Doge run, Doge shot up, and people were buying Doge left and right or whatever. I sat there and watched it on the market. I'm like, God dang, this song gun goes from like 2-3 cents, maybe a nickel. Bam, now it's always up. Now it's almost up to $1.10 or whatever. Well, see, the thing about that is that, you know what, when you look at it, it didn't do any good because I was trading. I was watching the trades, and I was watching the market, and I was actually trying to capitalize on some of the profits that I made. And what ended up happening is that Dogecoin, boom, went up, and the trust wallet, mini wallets, stopped trading. They didn't have the cash. They did not have the cash to cover the bets. So basically, they just robbed you. If you go to every exchange and just look at every exchange and do your research and read up about the exchanges, all of them are about increasing time, increasing value, increasing or having a platform where you can really trade upon, where you can actually you're free willy, it's your world, you live in it, it's your money, it's your cash or whatever. We're just providing an exchange, charging you fees for you to do your thing. Sounds pretty simple, right? Now that's when the game's played, right? In 2008, Michael Burry, he was of the claim of, well, he starred in that movie, The Big Short. God, I love that movie. And Margin Call is another one that I love. But it explained the system of how things were working at that time in the market, which was the housing market. But he came out and said, he had actually predicted that the market was going to crash. But all of a sudden, bonds were being affected. Nothing was being affected. There was like, okay, so if the mortgage goes down, mortgage drops, the mortgage goes up, don't the bond rating change? Doesn't the bond change? So he noted that little piece of information right there, and it took him a while. He invested in some risky stocks, Countrywide being one of them. I'm sorry, he did not invest in Countrywide. He warned about Countrywide. He warned about these big banks and the bubble, the housing bubble that they were actually creating or whatever. Now, in crypto, the same thing happened. We had a bubble, and it's like going to the casino, and then it's like winning a jackpot and then going up to the window and saying, yep, where's my money? Here's just some coupons. Go up there and stay for the night. We'll lock you, we'll put you in your room. You can get or room service and shit, whatever. But we ain't got your money. Something physically wrong with that, right? Or if you pay somebody some money, they're supposed to hold it for you and let you invest it. They charge you a fee for it. Fuck. Now you're out of money. So the feds are going to have to deal with that. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process. It's going to be 2-3 years for the Fed to come up with some answers or even have a clue what's going on or how the crypto market works. You, as well as I know, the crypto market differs from the stock exchange, and there are different red lights and green lights on the stock market and crypto. One of the mistakes a lot of people made is that they came on, they started trying to trade crypto as if you would stocks. Well, that doesn't work because the fact is that you have to have your own set system on when to actually pull the trigger in crypto, and you actually have done your own research. Nobody else is doing their research for you. Wall Street Journal, all these people are not doing research for you. What they're doing is that they're telling you, okay, you can exchange whatever, but they didn't end up following through. That's why I hope all these son of bitches go to jail. I mean, not for 1, 2, 3 years. How much is $1 billion worth? I don't know. I'll put them in jail for 10, 20, 30, do life in jail, count your crypto in your freaking jail cell. Because it's just unethical. It's not right. And for us to expect that there's going to be good players in every market or everything that we do, we're lying to ourselves. But what we need to find out is that, how can we work with this system that we currently have, or how can we make changes to where this doesn't happen to anybody again? The difficulty in trading crypto is a lot of information to gather it up front. If you go into crypto and you're like, you know what, I'm going to make a killing. I'm going to get rich in a week. I'm going to slap all this money down. That's not really the best, the best way to go about how you look at crypto. That's how they sell it. But crypto is basically, it's set up as a backstop for the dollar. So when the dollar decreases or increases or whatever, you don't like what the stock market's doing or how your money's, you can always trade it to a safe place, which is crypto's currency, which you can draw some interest, draw some income, and keep trading. The stock market's not like that. They go off of different factors. They go off of different red flags and things of that nature. But the bottom line is that crypto was never set up to run like a bank. We wanted to get away from the traditional banking. We wanted to get away and have our own thing, have our own cryptocurrency where I can pay you, you can pay me. Nobody freaking knew about it. It's our money. I mean, if I want to go spend $50 million on a damn bass boat, I'll go buy a bass boat. But God dang, I spend all my own money. I've still got to make payments for something because I ain't got enough cash to pay for it. I'm not a billionaire. Imagine that. So where do we go from here? Well, I'm not an expert, but I will say this. Everyone who has survived or have made it through this particular situation, and I'll call this what it is, a cluster. You all have a red badge of courage now, and everybody now, and I looked on when I ordered this, they're almost selling out. They're selling out. Anyway, I got me a Ledger. I know it's not the new one, but it's the Ledger S. Oh, okay, sorry. Ledger S. I bought this, and I'm currently trying to set it up now. I got to do them passwords and shit. And I'm like, fuck. I had fucking breast to burn outside and shit. So you got to protect yourself. Now, I want to put this point out for everybody. When you're starting an account with an exchange, okay, I don't really care who it is nowadays. They ask for your driver's license. They ask for the back of your driver's license. They ask for bank statements. Now, they say these bank statements are just to verify your address. That's bullshit. They're looking at your bank statements, seeing how much money you carry in your bank account. So if you set up your account to tie into your crypto account, guess what? Not only can you lose money you got invested in crypto, but they can start taking it out of your bank account. Yeah, and that's what that's set up for. But they want everything. They want a driver's license. They want bank statements. They want you to take pictures and do your head like this, do your head like that, do the fucking hokey pokey just to be able to trade my money. It's not like I come in, I borrowed like $1 million from you, and I want to trade that $1 million away, and I don't want you to be. No, they got to say so in that. Even hedge funds have a boss. So we got to start from scratch. I don't think, and I believe Wendy O touched it. I've been following. I'm gonna put a shout out. It's not a big deal for me, but it's a big deal for them because Wendy O, Crypto Casey, all these individuals, and I recognize their name because they have been commenting on crypto for a long period of time. I'm not saying they've seen it all, but the fact is that they do it in a method to where it makes sense to you, or they provide you links to where you can go and look stuff up and find out for yourself. Right now, we have an environment where, you know what, you learn as you go. Next day, one day you're $700 up. Next day, you're $1,400 up. Next day, you're $3,000. Next day, you ain't got shit. But that's the market we're in. And that's the market we have to overcome, and we have to find ways to beat the system, basically. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but exchanges don't ask me for shit. Because the fact is, you're supposed to provide me proof of reserves, proof of work. Like, okay. I need to see your assets right now. I need to see your assets on the table. I need to see your license. I need to start asking things from you to be a part of your exchange. This is what the government is going to come in and do. They're going to come in and say, okay, you have to provide this to people who want to trade on your exchange, and you have to provide this information up front and proof of funds is necessary to make sure that you can hedge all these bets. So it does get like the stock market there, but if you're reading the stock market ticker, it's a total separate thing. Crypto is so volatile, and it runs off of, we have whales, we have people that buy up all this crypto or whatever, and they affect the price. We have people who sell off tremendously, and that affects the price. And I'm not talking about your average share. I'm not average person on the exchange. I'm talking about these people who search out for these exchanges, find the loophole, and boom, they pump and dump. Elon Musk, even in his interview, one of his interviews, he said, "I like to pump, but I don't dump. I don't believe in pumping, but I'm dumping, but I like to pump." So right there, he's manipulating the market. And we know these big players, big time players, or whatever, got all this money or whatever, they can affect the market, just like the stock market can be affected as well. When you get a big player coming in there and rolling all the 7s, rolling all the 11s, and guess what? They got the money. And they can buy support. Friedman with FEX has been linked to the SEC. Now, if that comes true, then we're going to have a really big problem. But I agree with Wendy when she says that it's going to be very hard in crypto to make any money. It's going to be very hard in crypto for investors to take their time, do their research, call. You can't call nobody. You can't call and get this information. There's nowhere you can write to see. Well, give me your portfolio. Give me your syllabus. Give me your portfolio. Give me your stock outlook. Give it to me. But they don't have it. They won't give it to you because the fact is they don't even give it to the Feds. I should tell you something right now. Now, is crypto a bust? Right now, if you ask me, I'm like, I don't see it's going to come back, but I don't think it's going to come back anything like it was. There's going to be restrictions. There's going to be government intervention, and not only these exchanges here that we're talking about that are going under, all the exchanges are going to be investigated, and then they will be allowed to trade or not on crypto. Sorry, but it's coming to that. We have to have regulation. And why do we have to have regulation? Well, because the fact is that we know it's not a perfect world, and there's people out there ready to screw the hell out of us, even though we're just investing our cash or whatever for college education, whatever we're invested for. It don't really matter. It's not my business. But the fact is that now we have to have regulation because we cannot regulate ourselves. We don't have any stopgaps from stopping the big whales and coming in and purchasing all of this money, or purchasing and affecting price. They have that. We don't have that capability. In my investing, I don't think that I'll ever get to that point to where I'll be able to market. And I know I'll never be a part of where I can make a market change. I couldn't do it in the stock market, but crypto, no, either. So where do we put our money? Like you, I like to have some return on some cash. I like to put some money in the bank. I don't put it in a CD. I don't put it in a 401k. I'm retired. I've got my money set aside for retirement. And now I'm just kind of going on playing the market, see if I can figure it out, see if I can make some money in it. I did do well in the stock market. I actually didn't get rich, but hey, I paid the bills with it sometimes. And then, you know what? I got to go on vacations every once in a while. But I had to do my due research on FTX. I'm sorry, on the stock exchange. And that same energy needs to be applied to crypto. Crypto it's 12 times as difficult as freaking stock market. So what do we do now? Do we go and we hire a broker to manage our crypto? How much we got to pay him? How much do we have to pay to be at the same table as the whales? Are these exchanges that they can turn on, turn off anytime they want to? They can go bankrupt. This is what we're seeing now. They're going bankrupt. Guess what? Friedman, Friedman, whoever the hell he is, he's in down Bahamas. His girlfriend, hell, she's probably on a trip somewhere. She's doing meth. She don't even know what happened. Of course, he blames her. So this puts together, the pieces start coming in and start flying in, and we're all trying to do the same thing, is try to put it together. How did this happen? How can we keep this from happening again? How can we make crypto credible without government regulation and without all of these regulations that apply to the stock market and all this, who can trade, who can't trade, you get a Series 7 license or whatever, what do you got to do? Well, it's got to start with exchanges. If you have to supply everything, all your documentation, except for the instructions on how you put your sync in, and you have to request information from exchange and they forgive you, don't do business with them. I'm out. Okay, I don't email me, don't contract, don't. If I answer your email, you won't freaking answer me anyway. eToro, I've been trying to solve a problem with eToro for 6 months. They want all my documentation. I sent them a copy of my driver's license, a copy of my military ID, front and back. Sent them bank statements. I verified my address. I had to verify my address with an electricity bill. What do you want next? My size of my underwear? We not the ones messing this damn system up. You are. You're the one that's playing, and you have made it difficult by making us name our names and give away our info. I guarantee you that info is going to turn up somewhere else, and that info is going to be sold just to get them out of bankruptcy. Yeah, it'll happen. It's probably already happening. All these accounts from FTX, trust me, they're being gone through by somebody, and all your information, all your tactical information, all your secret information, it's gone. I mean, you still have it, but you can't get to it. And this is the problem we have exchanges. When the stock market goes down, before 2008, before that time or whatever, there's been a couple crashes, and then the dot-com bubble, and then we had, but at the flash crash in 2010. All these things have taught us what to look for in the market. And then you make up your own decision. Do your own research, make up your own decision. Thank you, Wendy O, she always says that. Make your own decision. Do your research, make your own decision. The best that she can do is, she says, what? This is what I see. This is what I got. This is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. And it spreads some ideas. And we're going to need that right now from the general public or people who have invested in crypto to come in and tell the government exactly what we want done and exactly how we don't want to get it done. We want to have crypto as a fallback to where at least it's a steady income, that the up and downs don't happen, but it may never happen in crypto, because of the fact is that here is the bottom line. When you assign value to something, I can't get people to think this or get this through their head. When you assign value to something, okay, then you should be able to trade that for equal return. Like if I got a rock, okay, and it's worth $3 for some reason, it's only worth the person that buys it. What if a guy comes across and says, you know what, I'll buy it for $2? Well, then so really, we make the market. Whenever we see the market shooting straight up, we jump right in there. Jump right in. Ride it to the moon. But the key factor in for us not being able to do so, they shut down the exchanges. They did that with the stock market. I'm touching my point. They did that with the stock market. They stopped trading. They had to stop trading. That was a big freaking deal. Since then, they put in alarms whenever the market's moving so fast, or there's certain aspects that are going wrong to make the market crash. They've got stop gaps. They'll stop trading right there automatically. Stop it, take a breath, but not for no 3 or 4 days, 15, 20 minutes. Everybody take a break and look back at whatever. We'll start trading back in an hour, and that's the best we've got. And that should be the same thing done. But no, we had to learn about FTX bankruptcy that same day. You didn't have time to move your money. You didn't. And I was sitting here trying to withdraw money. Futile. Orders weren't going through. They weren't processing just orders. If I wanted to trade within FTX, I couldn't do that. If I wanted to buy something, who would want to buy it, right? I'm trying to get the fuck out. I don't want to buy. Okay? If anything, I'm standing on a soapbox trying to get somebody to buy it. But I took a loss, and a lot of people did. Some people took major losses. And right now we have Michelle Bunchen, we have Tom Brady, we got all these stars that actually promoted crypto or whatever and lost their butts. Now they're coming back. Oh, we're going to sue them. What the hell are you going to get? And if before you get yours, I'm getting mine. Who put you at the top of the list? Because your last name's Brady. I don't know. So I don't know, but you'll never see your money back again. You're never going to see that money back. And I think it's futile to try. I think there's a lot of people who are trying to go about finding different ways where they can actually try to get some of their money back and whatever. And like I said, I don't believe it's going to be a while before you even see that check, because the people you're asking for the money from say they don't have any money. So yeah, good luck with that. But with crypto, there comes risk, there comes a volatility, there comes a lot of things that we don't know about the coin, how it operates, because the fact is that we haven't seen it before. We haven't seen any trends. We can't put trends on. I laugh. I really do. I bust up and I laugh. And I can't count the number of crypto pages that are crypto YouTube videos that come up and they're saying like, well, here's a chart and see this right here and see this, whatever. Now I'm a chart. I like charts or whatever, but I can read the chart. I don't need to go into detail on the chart. I'm like, okay, it's going up, it's going down. Okay, what happened? Okay. But these guys have got marks. I mean, counting every little candle that comes up. Oh, it's raised up 2 cents. No, it's going up 2 cents. I had crypto. I had Bitcoin and I had Ethereum for the last 6 months. It was boring trading. It got to the fact it was just boring because the fact is the market went down and Bitcoin and Ethereum did exactly what they was designed to do, was to pump up the dollar and provide a safe place where you could draw your money out of the stock market, put it into crypto, draw some income off of that, and then when times went back, then you can actually decide where you want to put the majority of your money. Crypto has no value. You can't spend it anywhere. You can't go somewhere and get a coin. It's out there in the internet, and everybody's like, okay, internet's a cruel freaking place. And we're putting money in exchanges of people we don't even know, 18, 19, 20 years old. Can you believe what you were doing at 18, 19 years old? And now you're going to run a company? I'm sorry, but there's not that many prima donnas in the United States. But this is the cards we're dealt with. What am I going to do? Well, like I said, I didn't lose really any money. I did. I lost some, and then it was like, but the next paycheck I made up for it or whatever. And I said, I ain't gonna do that again. So, but like I said, I got me a ledger. Got me a ledger. Yeah, I got it. I got to set the sumbitch up though. There's 24 damn words on this. I got an icon. Anyway, smarter than me. And you could probably tell I'm not the most brightest individual in the world, but I did not. Let me say one thing. I did not lose my ass off in crypto. So for me, it's kind of like all these individuals that are telling me, they're calling me noobs. They're calling me noob. They're calling me all this kind of crap. And you don't know how to read a chart. You should be reading this. All these people that come on YouTube and say, oh, you want to do it in 5 minutes? Let me get you rich in 5 minutes. All right, guys, we've heard that before. We've all fell for that shit before. But the fact is, we thought it was crypto. It was new. Hey, this is a new wave. I don't know if crypto will ever come back to where it was, and I don't think it should. I think it should be bigger, better, more regulated. Even though I hate to say regulation, because the fact is the government stops me from doing some of the things I want to do. But the government provides me a backdrop. It provides me the fact is that there's fair players on the market. It gives me the illusion. Now you have to understand the illusion that people were going through in 2008 to see this crypto market make sense. Because everybody said during 2008 period of time the banks are too big. They're too big to fail. They can't fail. Well, ask people at Lehman. Ask people who got laid off from Countrywide. Countrywide, I don't even think they do business anymore. Ask people. I used to work for Countrywide. And I'll tell you this right now, it was the biggest scam I could ever possibly imagine. I couldn't believe I was putting people in those damn loans. I was trying to talk them out of it. I was an account rep. I had brokers. I was calling on brokers. I'm like, dude, don't send me that shit. It was even too bad for me to get paid on it. But we don't have that kind of people. We don't have that kind of people here or whatever. We have people who are out to make a buck, and the people who are out to make a buck, they made a mistake. Now they're going to go to. Now they're probably going to sip my ties in the freaking Bahamas somewhere, and I'm going to sit here, be pissed off at it for the rest of my life. But I digress. I got that word from Wendy. I like that. I digress. Where do you go for in the crypto market? Let me just let you know what I'm doing. Right now, I just taking my loss. I've got my ledger. I'm hooking that up. And then I'm going to go do, for about a week, I'm going to do research. I'm going to do research on the trends. I'm going to compare the crypto market to the stock market from a period of time. I'm going to compare and look and see. I'm not a rocket scientist. But if you stay on one subject for so long, you get good at it. And crypto has never had allowed a time to where people can get good at trading it. We had the Dodge. They don't even call it a Dogecoin crash, but I do because the fact is that it crashed. It was crashing. It was probably I was trying to get my money out. That is the worst feeling ever. And most of you guys that are watching this or whatever have been through that. Just last week, because the fact is that knowing you got money in there and just sitting there watching it go away. There was a couple of guys that had a party. There go my fucking Ethan. There it goes. Drinking beer. That's all you could do at that point in time. There's nothing you could do, and that was frustrating. So anyway, what I'm thinking of doing, and this is maybe just off the cuff, but I am going to take people on a journey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my ledger. I'm going to set it up this evening. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start just for instructional purposes only. I'm going to show you what I do because everything I do is wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it my way. When you see it fail, then you'll learn something. He did that. I ain't going to do that shit. Hopefully that'll get people out to where they say, you know what? I'm not trading that right now. I'm not trading that right now. Here's the reason why. I'll leave it at that. Plus, I'm going to be writing to every exchange that is still available. And I'm going to be sending all my documentation, and I'm going to black out my pertinent information. And then if they deny me, then guess what? I guess I'll take it to a lawsuit. Because they drew first blood. We did. They drew first blood. And now we've got to deal with the consequences. And guess what? There's a lot. My background, I'm a former Marine, or I am a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But anyway, the thing about it is that, I ain't got no quit in me. So I'm going to figure this out and try to figure out how we can actually make this work or how I can make it work. And luckily, I'll tell you. But it's really, I can't see if anything else but ordering financials, ordering things from exchanges before you get involved. And that's where I'm at right now. Before I make a decision on an exchange, I am going to do my research. I'm going to request documentation from them, directly from them. And I don't know if that's a Freedom of Information Act or not, but I think that it might fall underneath that because, every agency, I don't know. monetary agency. I don't know. I have to look that up. Y'all look that up because maybe if you lost your money or whatever, you could add this to lawsuit. Look, I lost this much money. I sent in for their financials. They didn't send it back to me. All this whatever. It cost me X amount of dollars. And guess what? The pain and anguish of me having to go through get paid because they did. So anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you like and share, like I said, I'll be back on here because the fact is that, like I said, I'm retired, man. I got nothing else to freaking do, and I couldn't burn brush that there today because it freaking rained 3 or 4 days. But anyway, so here we go. I'm going into my ledger. I'm going in. Got it downloaded the whole 9 yards or whatever. I'm going to do it in front of you because I don't want to give away my password because that could be a thing next. So good luck. And I'm sorry. I mean, I am sorry that people have experienced this crypto experience because the fact is it wasn't supposed to be this way. It wasn't sold this way, and a lot of people got in and got hurt. And I don't like when people get hurt, especially in finances and being screwed over by other companies. It's like, you know what? That no. So I'm going to get it back again. I am going to get my ledger hooked up. I am going to go ahead and reinvest some of my funds, and I'm not going to put what my funds are going to be, but I'm going to put my funds in there and I'm going to start buying again. I didn't learn my lesson last time, I guess, but I did take advantage because Wendy O said this also. She said, you know what? There's no way to make money in crypto. She might be right. I'm not gonna say she is right because if she's right, then the next thing you know, I got to agree with everything. I'm joking, but she's right about that, and that is a good channel to go to. And so with Crypto Casey, those two, they're women, which makes it kind of easier on the eyes, which I kind of like. I ain't got no guy up there with no belly up there, no beer belly, or I don't have that. So, but they're informative. They're good looking. They're informative. They answer questions before I answer them. They both have actually. If I haven't sent them emails. I don't want to invade their privacy, but both of them I have sent messages and agreed or brought up a point. And they may not cover it today, but they'll end up covering that point. So I like that. Whatever. So those two pages good. Hope you'll like mine too. Maybe we could. My information could piggyback off of theirs. I don't know. I hope we don't see where this goes. This is a new adventure. We'll see where it goes. So let's get started on our ledger. Guys, it's frustrating. I know. And right now you don't know where to put your money. Do you put your money in stock market? Do you not? Do you hold on to it? Well, let me give you a secret. My grandfather taught me this. He's an old country boy. I mean, and we were talking. I was getting my first bank account. I'll tell you a story real quick. I was getting my first bank account. I had a job. And I deposited my bank account. And that was before we had ATM cards. So you had to write checks everywhere you went. So I had money in my checking and savings account. And then I had checks. So I could I could write you a check. No. Well, that's basically what FTX did. Oh, I don't got the money, but I got your check. I can say these cryptos ain't worth shit. So anyway, but long story short, I told my grandpa, I said, well, is a bank a safe place to put your money? He looked at me and he said, boy, I want to tell you, the only place you put your money that you can trust is in the ground. He said, he had like 10, 12 acres. He said, I got 10, 12 acres. He said, every one of those fence posts out there. He said, every one of those corner posts out there has got money down there. I said, well, if you told me, why you tell? He said, because if it comes up missing, I know who got it. No, okay, fair enough. But anyway, hope you guys just release some stress. I'm not trying to entertain. I'm not. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what other people are thinking, and hopefully we can come up with some ideas to make this a better platform. But the exchanges we've got to monitor the exchanges. We may have to monitor the players, but these exchanges we've got to, because they control the market. You don't. The exchanges allow you to trade or not. And when somebody has that control over your money, it's not yours anymore. Just saying. You guys be good, be careful, keep the powder dry. Let's get back to it.